Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come aboard, come aboard. Simon, if you want to join us, you're more than welcome. All right. Lori? Got the whole community here. Hi, everybody. I'm San Francisco Mayor London Breed, and we are at Harrington's Bar and Grill. Schroeder's is just right across the street. And on St. Patrick's Day, this whole street is closed down, and it's filled with people in a celebratory mood. And every now and then, we have opportunities for fun. Every now and then. But we are trying to change that. And we are so excited to be here with our don't let the looks fool you. This guy likes to have a good time. State Senator Scott Wiener has been a really huge champion of nightlife and entertainment in San Francisco, and we appreciate his work and his advocacy on the state level to help us bring the fun back to San Francisco. So last night, Senator Wiener and I were just down the street on 2nd, and there were a couple of blocks of our first Thursday event, the first time ever. And let me tell you, there was entertainment. There was a larger-than-life disco ball on a crane. There was a cute little Alice in Wonderland Instagrammable moment. And all of the food trucks and restaurants were packed. They didn't have enough employees to handle the volume of people. Every restaurant you looked in was packed. Every food truck had a line. All of the different vendors were selling their merchandise. And more importantly, there was entertainment and people were happy. They were smiling and it was packed. And I ran into folks and they said, oh, I said, how did you find out about this? Well, I live right down the street. Oh, how did you find out about this? I work in this building. I said, do you come 5 days a week? And he said, well, we come 4. I said, okay, good enough. But the excitement of First Thursdays and creating downtown vibrancy and opportunities is why what we are doing today is so significant. Downtown, we have a lot of work that we have done around rezoning and changes, and my 30 by 30 plan to bring 30,000 students and residents to downtown by 2030, and some excitement of residents, businesses, restaurants, but fun has to be a part of the mix. And what is more fun than creating an entertainment zone that isn't just during St. Patrick's Day, but the opportunity to do more fun in the streets of San Francisco by allowing a certain area and businesses within those areas and restaurants and bars and others to provide alcohol that you can basically sit out on the corner right in front of the restaurant and hang out with your friends and have a beer. And listen to music without going through some lengthy city process of a sound permit drama stuff. I am trying to get rid of the bureaucracy, which takes away the fun in what so many of our small businesses are trying to create to continue to ensure that the vibrancy and the excitement of why people love San Francisco remains, and it remains in full effect. The night markets, the events and activities, the music, the fun, the dancing in the streets, the having a good time, that is the vibrancy we need to bring back. And just to put it in perspective, there was a pandemic 100 years ago. And I remember reading about this pandemic because, we were in the midst of one ourselves and needed to get some knowledge about what was happening. And after the pandemic, after a few years or so, people were more celebratory. It was like a new era of excitement and fun and entertainment. That is where we are now in San Francisco. And this entertainment zone will provide an opportunity to make it easier to get to yes, to make it easier for us to create those opportunities. And so I want to thank everyone who's joining us here, from SF Travel to the Golden Gate Restaurant Association to New Deal, and all the people that we work with here as partners in order to produce amazing events for each and every one of you. And the last thing I'm going to say to all of those folks who are only coming into the office 2, maybe 3 days a week. FOMO, the fear of missing out. Right. Just so you know, there might be something going on that you might miss, something exciting, because you decided to not come to the office. So who knows what might happen on any given day when we establish entertainment zones and a way to bring the fun and the excitement back to San Francisco in our downtown neighborhood. And with that, I want to welcome State Senator Scott Wiener, who created the legislation to make it possible.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And gay guys do know how to have fun, so we'll be okay. It's always so rewarding when legislation that you work on, and this is now like a 3-year process on this one, like manifests in real life. And I am so excited that the city is taking this step, and that the mayor will be introducing legislation to create the first entertainment zone in San Francisco under legislation that I authored last year, Senate Bill 76. So thank you, Madam Mayor, for once again leading on entertainment, but also on the turning around of downtown. And San Francisco's gotten beaten up a lot the last few years, and downtown certainly has its very real struggles, and we need to reimagine downtown San Francisco. And we're not the first downtown that's had to be reimagined. Lower Manhattan went through this process. A lot of cities have had to, have an open mind about what the future holds. And I'm very optimistic that downtown will be reimagined, will be reborn, and that it will be absolutely amazing in the future. And that means not just making downtown about office, it needs to be about housing, it needs to be about educational institutions, and it needs to be about entertainment. And what last night showed us at First Thursdays, it was absolutely amazing for everyone who was there. There were thousands and thousands of people there from all over who were just enjoying themselves. And so I know that this entertainment zone is going to be equally as successful, and I'm very, very excited about it. And in terms of what this does, it really, this would be impossible had we not changed the law, because under California law, until SB 76 went into effect a few months ago, the law was in California that you can have a street festival, you can have a street closure, you can do all of that, but the local bars and restaurants can't sell into it. You can bring an outside vendor in to sell beer with a special permit, but the mom and pops, the bars and restaurants, locally owned, on the street, can't participate. And if you think about it, it's outrageous. It makes no sense. It undermines the vibrancy in terms of having that interaction between people going inside and coming outside and everything being integrated. And it is just really flipping the bird at our small businesses in a lot of ways, saying you have to be here and just watch as everyone else enjoys and benefits. You can't do it yourself. And I can't tell you how many times, for example, when I was supervisor and we had the Castro Street Fair, and all of those bars on Castro Street and on 18th Street, unless they violated the law, were not allowed to sell into the Castro Street Fair. That has to change, and that's what we did with Senate Bill 76. And I know that I saw a headline this morning about Bourbon Street, and yes, New Orleans is a lot of fun, Nashville is a lot of fun, but there are a bunch of states that have done this: Michigan, Ohio, I believe New Jersey. This is something that states have done in recent years to empower cities to have the most activated public spaces possible, to empower cities to have this kind of amazing interaction where people can just go out, enjoy themselves, have a beer, and just have a great time. And so I'm very excited about it. I also just want to say that we want to make SB 76 even better. The bill right now allows sort of one-off special events, which is great. We love special events. It was limited only to San Francisco. I'm authoring right now Senate Bill 969, which will expand it to the entire state, because if San Francisco should be able to do it, the other 500 cities in California should have that same choice. And also to make sure that these zones can be made more long-term and even permanent, because once you can make something permanent, you can actually make physical changes to make it a truly amazing public space for the long term. So this is very exciting. Thank you to everyone who made this possible. And with that, I will now turn it over to Sarah Dennis Phillips, the head of the Office of Economic and Workforce Development.
Thank you, Senator. And I mean, thank you, Senator, for allowing this to happen. Thank you, Mayor Breed. Thank you, Robbie Silber with the Downtown Partnership. Thank you to our venues, Harrington's, Schroeder's, the Royal Exchange. These are the people that are going to move these things forward, and that's what real economic development looks like. It's including local businesses as we move forward. We are so excited to take this next step on this part of Mayor Breed's roadmap to San Francisco's future, transforming downtown into a leading arts, culture, and nightlife destination. This is happening right on the heels of two programs that we launched last week, SF Live, where we have a great lineup of outdoor concerts, and Mayor Breed's outdoor fee waiver, which will allow us to have more night markets, more festivals, more things happening all of the time downtown in San Francisco. Just this week, our partners at the the Entertainment Commission hosted a Nightlife and Entertainment Summit, where we talked about how we can move these folks forward. And here we are today talking about two really important moves. This proposed entertainment zone on Front Street will pilot an idea that has been long in the making, opening our downtown streets not just for pedestrians, but for some real fun, with booze, with music, with the things we really want to do out there. We're incredibly lucky to have an experienced placemaking partner in the Downtown Partnership to show us, they've already shown us what they can do with pedestrianized spaces like at Landing at Leidesdorf, and we're excited to see what's going to happen here. Our energy grants, which we're launching as well, are going to help our partners execute these events. We're going to have grants heading out the door for live performance program at downtown venues, outdoor concerts that are connected to adjacent venues like these right here, and new festivals that occur across multiple venues, so we can see real excitement happening throughout San Francisco. Both concepts were born out of feedback from our local businesses and our CBD partners, folks who were actually exploring collaborative projects like First Thursdays last night that can drive attendance across venues and our actual local restaurants and businesses throughout the city. We heard from theaters, we heard from bars, live music venues, arts institutions, and others about the needs to make sure we're investing in our local businesses when we try to activate downtown. And that's what this is doing. Under our grant program, we have $500,000 that we're going to be able to invest. That will feed up to 20 projects, and we're hoping we can get even more. So we're really excited to start this today. With that, I'd like to turn it over to Duncan Lay from Harrington's Bar and Grill.
Thank you. Hello. Good morning, everybody. It's Duncan Lye, just so you know. Sorry, it's a trick on there. It's not your fault. I want to thank Mayor Breed and Senator Wiener and the Office of Economic and Workforce Development for their tireless efforts to support hospitality and nightlife over the years. I think San Francisco, over the last 15 years or so, has gotten to be known for a lot of rules, and that has, I think, stymied entertainment and fun here. And I think this is a small step. Actually, this is a big step in the direction of making SF a more enjoyable place to be for everybody, right? And hospitality, nightlife are all key components of the San Francisco culture. So freeing us up to activate this street and reimagine the public space and really get it energized all times of day and night throughout the week, Monday through Sunday, is super exciting. So I can't thank everybody enough. We don't have all of the answers just yet for what it's going to look like down here, but we've started to imagine, and it's pretty exciting. I'd say stay tuned, and this is a really exciting opportunity. And I'm going to turn it over to Robbie Silver from the Downtown SF Partnership, who we look forward to partnering with.
A new downtown renaissance is here. Who's ready to party on Front Street? Yeah, it's not 5 o'clock yet, but we know 5 o'clock is somewhere. I'm Robbie Silver, Executive Director of the Downtown Asset Partnership, and we're the leading organization focused on placemaking and place management efforts here in the Financial District and Jackson Square. And since releasing our Public Realm Action Plan in July of 2022, we've been very focused on making new improvements and creating new public spaces in downtown for all that to enjoy. Last September, we opened Landing on Leidesdorf. There's murals. We activate it 5 days a week during lunchtime. Speaking of FOMO, if you haven't checked out Landing, you are definitely missing out. And during the holidays, we produced Let's Glow SF, which became the largest holiday projection mapping festival in the United States. So we are going to take that energy and bring it right here to Front Street. And during Pride Month, we are bringing back Drag Me Downtown, and you'll see a multitude of pop-up drag performances around downtown bars. I want to thank Mayor Breed and Senator Scott Wiener for their forward-thinking legislation. This is highly significant that the first entertainment zone in California, in San Francisco, is happening right here on Front Street in the Financial District. And I have a call to action. We have Schroeder's, we have the Royal Exchange, and we have Harrington's that just reopened behind me. But we have 3 vacancies on this block. So I am calling entrepreneurs, restaurant owners, bar openers to step up and reopen your business here on Front Street. Do not have FOMO because you are going to miss out on all the fun. Thank you all. We look forward to partnering with our businesses, and thank you all.
Thank you, Robbie. Well, the other thing I wanted to also mention is that, as I said, the city has been pretty notorious for saying no. No, you can't have fun today. No, you can't set up a parklet on the block. No, you can't do things that bring excitement and fun and entertainment. And we're changing everything to yes. Not only are we saying yes to opportunities to have nightlife and entertainment and to close down streets and to make it possible for people to come together, we are actually proposing legislation to waive those fees that people get charged to close down streets, and we have a grant program that could help with up to $50,000 to help support activation in entertainment zones like the one we're establishing today, as well as other parts of the city. We want to incentivize instead of penalize. We want to provide the opportunities, and we want to put a smile filled with joy on the faces of San Franciscans and the people who live and work here overall. So I am excited about what this means and all the partnerships that we have. And Duncan mentioned all of the different rules. Well, we're breaking the rules today. Not breaking the rules literally, Chief, but we're breaking the rules today. We're like deconstructing all of the things that have made it impossible for us to get to moments like this. And that's why we're excited about what the future means. As Sarah said, this is a part of our downtown economic recovery plan, and we're headed full straight ahead, and thanks to Senator Wiener and so many others who advocated for this opportunity to celebrate joy in our city. Thank you all so much for being here today. Oh, sorry.
Quick question. So this requires legislation at the local level as well, and how does that work?
Well, sadly, yes, it does require legislation at the local level. So I introduced the legislation. It goes through the Board of Supervisors. There's a committee hearing. So many of the folks here in the Golden Gate Restaurant Association, the SF Travel and other groups, New Deal and others will be helping to advocate for this, and it would still need to go through a process. You know, unfortunately, I can't just wave my magic wand. Otherwise, it would have already been done, but this is what we have to do.
Yes, one more. Does it entail closing down this street on a regular basis? And what's the
The possibility to definitely close down this street, it is possible. And part of the legislation I introduced to allow for free, because typically when the businesses close down this street for Oktoberfest or for St. Patrick's Day, they go through the city process and they also have to pay for it. And so I am waiving fees that will allow for something like that to happen without doing so. And they can do so for up to 12 times a year. That fee can be waived. So I think that there are opportunities to do it more. Now, they still have to run their establishments and continue to do business here, but I think it will open the door to more opportunities to do more street closures and allow for more festivals and activations so that folks can support these businesses but also pour into the streets with entertainment and excitement, similar to what we saw with First Thursdays last night. And if you missed First Thursdays last night, don't worry, there's another opportunity. Next Friday, Bangra and Beats will be happening downtown in San Francisco. And I heard a lot of folks don't come to the office on Fridays. So we're going to continue to make sure these events are happening on days when folks are going to want to come to the office so that they don't miss out on these great opportunities to enjoy San Francisco. Thank you again.